So I and my newly wedded bride decided to spend some time today at the beach front facing our hotel, Caesar's Palace Hotel. Placing my glass of martini on the small stool beside my sun lounger, I adjusted my sunglasses and snuggled comfortably into the lounger. I watched as the queen of my heart played with the onrushing waves by the bank of the beach. Gosh, she's so beautiful. No one told me love would taste like this. We were just 4 days into our honeymoon vacation in Dubai and it's already feeling like heaven on earth. I mean, it's surprising that I am even on a honeymoon vacation in the first place. Casanova like me, getting married was the least of my plans. The goal was just to make money and make plenty of it. Like, what's the sweetness in getting married when you're broke? When with a swelling bank account you can get just any girl you want at the snap of a finger. And because of this mindset, my teenage years were devoted to work, and more work. I did all manner of hustle just to make sure I had something in my pocket. I was fighting against being labeled a broke guy, and consequently, I had no time for girls, or better put, love and relationship. It was just a circle of making money during the week and studying the market signals during the weekend. And on very rare occasions, I hang out with my friends. Whenever I feel like it, I go to the club and pick up some girls to spend the night with. It was purely for fun, no string attached. And this is how my life has been moving in that circle for the past 3 years now, until 8 months ago when I stumbled upon Onome on Instagram. Holy smoky. I couldn't believe the pretty goddess on my screen. The transformation was massive. Jeez. Onome was my high school senior. She was ahead of me by just a class. I had a huge crush on her right from SS1, but I couldn't bring myself to telling her how I felt back then. The reason was obvious. She was my senior in school, and if her mates find out that she was dating a junior student, that would really be a downside on her reputation and her general outlook. Not to talk of the threats I would receive from her jealous male classmates. I knew this too well and locked up my feelings. My days in school were spent admiring and drooling at her from afar, while my nights were filled with dreams and imagination of what we could become. If only I had the balls to walk up to her and tell her how I felt. Back then in school, Onome couldn't really be said to be among the notoriously popular girls in school. She doesn't really have a dedicated group of girls as gang members like some of the girls in her class. Rather, her beauty and brains singled her out from the rest of the pack. Onome was a certified class topper and one-time Miss Campus, which is equivalent to being called a homecoming queen. When I came across her picture on Instagram, I went through her whole posts, liking every single one of them. Instantly, I wanted this girl for myself. Life offers you a second chance, only if the first was meant to be. That's what my dad would always say to me while I was growing up. His moral was for me not to take second chances for granted, and boy oh boy, I wasn't about to snooze on this one. So I immediately rearranged my profile, I updated a responsible profile picture, deleted posts that didn't portray me as a gentleman. I tidied up my page in general, and when all looked good, I slid into Onome's DM. I introduced myself to her and told her who I was, how I came about her handle, and cited our secondary school as a common ground. We chatted for a few times. Her vibe was positive. She was an easy person to flow with and knows how to keep up a conversation too. But this time, we matured, so there was nothing like classmates or junior students. All the times we spoke, I never revealed to her that I once had a big crush on her. One fateful day, after weeks of steady conversation, I asked her if she would go out on a date with me. Surprisingly, she said yes. I mean, this was me, her one-time junior in school, although we were age mate back then. I was just one class lower than her. But wait, maybe she had gone through my Instagram and seen some signs of affluence and that I was living the soft life. But whatever it is, she said yes, and that was all that mattered to me. After about 3 dates or so, I asked her to be my girlfriend. One of the days we were texting and was like, "Hey dear, if only you would follow me, I would love to show you to my room." Her response was one I can never forget. In her words, she said, "I only follow God, I know the follow man." I laughed hard. Honestly, at that moment, it was very hilarious, but minutes later, she sent a follow-up text which read, "But with you, I might have to consider." Man, that night, my whole life took a whole new direction. I swear, falling in love is beautiful, but falling in love and being accepted by your one-time crush after over 10 years is simply out of the moon. I made efforts to learn her likes and dislikes, her turn-offs, hobbies and interests. It was surprising to discover that me, who doesn't really call people frequently, I freed up time to always check up on her. I quit clubbing and desisted from my Casanova lifestyle. She doesn't like it, and she had said so once or twice. I did everything possible to be the man she wanted because my main target was to wife this body. Finances wasn't a problem. Besides, she was doing fine herself and wasn't reliant on my money. The things I gifted her were only a show of how much I loved her, and not because she was requesting them. Funnily, she reciprocated well by surprising me with gifts on occasion that weren't even my birthday. Can you imagine a happy Sunday gold wristwatch or a baby I miss you pairs of Armani shoes? Come on. Onome was the bomb. A combination of beauty and brains. Her well-accentuated curves keeps head turning. Her body was a package. She was every man's dream, and I knew what she was a catch. I would be a fool to let her slip out of my grasp. For the first time in my dealings with women, I wasn't interested in just sex. I wanted more. I was ready to commit to more. I was practically overdosed with her love. As a man, I hated to waste time. Once I decide upon something I want, I usually go for it. And in this case, Onome was the goal. So I began sending her signals that I was going to propose soon. I remember posting something on my WhatsApp status. It was a very simple but catalytic post. I wrote, "If you see Onome, tell her say she be the one." I updated the status and waited for her to see it. She did, and joined the multitude of others who were sliding into my DM. She texted me, "Babe, these things can be risky, you can't be so sure, I smiled and replied her, "See, babe, I'm super sure because I know and I know and I know in my heart and my soul that you are the one." Ha! Baby me, take it easy, you are just sounding like you took an overdose or something. She texted back with laughing emojis. I quickly replied, "Babe, I'm on overdose, overdose on your love. Now you dey hide me like Pami. In fact, now your matter have been the reason all day long. I just want to be there when you need me. She replied, "Talking about being there when I need you, I wish you were here right now. I just got into the car and I'm about to drive home and I'm just too tired." If I enter your motor, pim pim pim, I go make you shout pom pom pom. I texted back. She replied with a laughing emoji followed by a voice note. It was obvious she knew what I meant. So I needed no one to tell me I have found my missing ribs. A few months later, I proposed to her and she said yes. We had our wedding at the Eco Atlantic and zoomed off to Dubai the next week for our honeymoon. That's where we are right now. See, the moral of the story is sometimes all you need to send your relationship to the moon is an overdose